Had a very bad original concept. It was carried out poorly, and the cover-up was one of the worst in the history of cover-ups. Very simple. Bad deal, should have never been thought of. Somebody really messed up, and they had the worst cover-up ever. And where it should have stopped is at the deal standpoint when they thought about it. Because whoever thought of that idea, I think is in big trouble.
I don't know who created Pokemon Go, but I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
The first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon. Running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me. Can you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know. I went in yesterday and there was a television screen and I said, this is genius.
Retweet. That was an opinion of somebody and that was a retweet. I'll put it out there. People can decide for themselves. I don't take a position.
$7 million for reef fish management. $25 billion to combat Asian carp.
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree.
Not good. Believe me, not good.
Jack. Through the polls, 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 Jack. You guys are all the same.
No, seriously, hot sauce. I've been eating a lot of hot sauce, a lot of raw peppers and hot sauce.
Hello, users. and welcome to another episodic installation of the Gosh Darn. This is a show. It exists. And I'm doing it. I'm doing a show. I know you may not be aware of the show that's happening, but I am. And it's happening. So, hello. I am here. We got Real On in the chat with 70 Czars. It's Courtney's birthday today, according to the Czars. So, happy birthday, Real On, or happy birthday, Courtney. And I hope you have a good one. My birthday was a couple months ago, 6 months ago now. But you know, it's a long time ago. I don't even know what's going on anymore. Anyway, welcome to the program today. I got a couple news stories here. I lined them up. I lined up the news stories. And I lined it up. So, there you go. Courtney, $9.99. Happy birthday, Real On. Oh boy, the plot thickens. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus Christ. Now I don't know what's going on here. So is it Courtney's birthday? Is it Real On's birthday? Who knows? Who knows? It was Letterhack's birthday like a week ago, too. Anyone else that we're missing here? Any other you motherfuckers that are keeping it secret? Keeping any goddamn secrets? It's both of your birthdays? What is that even? What is that emote? I don't know what that emote is, but it looks not appropriate. Anyway. Let's jump into the show today. Oh, just kidding. Mila, member for 3 months. Happy birthday, Courtney and Real On. What the hell is going on here? What the hell is going on here? Oh, that's elbow bumping. Oh. So what are the water marks? Why are there like droplets? I don't know. It looks like some sort of bodily function. Anyway, it's a goddamn woke emoji. It's true. All right, let's jump in, y'all. I did not stream on the weekend. I will also tell y'all this. I will not be streaming on Wednesday. There's going to be nothing on Wednesday, so don't even think there's going to be anything on Wednesday, because it's not going to happen. So, nothing on Wednesday. All right, let's jump into our 30-minute COVID segment for today. You know, I don't know how long this will be, but on average, I do about 30 minutes on a COVID segment. And we're going to be talking about some stupid-ass motherfuckers today in this COVID segment. So let's jump in. COVID response coordinator, people confused about whether they need updated booster. Also, Max the dog is currently just living his best life. I don't know about it. But look at this. Look at this dog. Max! Are you a dog? So there's Max the dog. Anyway, let's just leave that there while I read this. So we got this stupid ass motherfucker. Dr. Ashish Jha, the White House coronavirus response coordinator, said Americans seem confused about whether they need an updated COVID-19 vaccine booster, urging people to get another shot if it's been 6 months since their last one. Now, I want to remind everyone that even though this dog is adorable and I love him very much, the bivalent COVID booster has been around for, 3 or 4 months? Right? If people... Now, it's a two-prong here. Now, again, Ashish Jha, fucking moron. This guy right here, one of the dumbest motherfuckers on planet Earth. That's no question. But I also gotta say, if you're an American and you're confused about the bivalent booster shot, you're a fucking moron. You're a dumbass. You're a fucking idiot. And you're even dumber than this guy. Now you might be wondering, you might be thinking to yourself, but why? Isn't it the government's fault for keeping people in the dark with bad messaging? Yeah, it's the government's fault. But someone doesn't know about the bivalent... Think about this. How would you be confused about it? Where is the confusion? Like, you go to work every day, no one has said, oh shit, my arm hurts. Do you have friends? Do you have social groups? Like, no one in your social groups has said, oh, got my vaccine appointment next week. Like, seriously, like, I'm just like, how? Now, again, I know that about 15% of the country got the free, effective, and safe vaccine. It's free, by the way, it's free. Only 15% of the country has gotten a free healthcare. But I mean, like, seriously, how are people confused about this? And again, yes, the government's a problem. No shit. Oh, wow, you figured out the government's the problem. Whoa, well, fucking someone get this motherfucker a Pulitzer. The government is bad. Oh, shit. But why is the government so bad? And why do they take advantage of how dumb Americans are? It's because Americans are pretty fucking stupid. We have free healthcare in this country for the first time ever. Ever. In my lifetime, for sure. Free healthcare. Think about it. It's free. It's free. It's free. I don't know how many times, like, every time I do one of these COVID segments, I'm astonished. Like, if you would have told me on the Bernie campaign that only 15% of the country would actually go to the doctor if it was free, I would have not wasted my time knocking doors. I would have not wasted my fucking money donating to that campaign. I would have not wasted my fucking time phone banking. If I knew that only 15% of the country would actually go to the doctor if it was free, Jesus fucking Christ, I would have done something else with my goddamn life. But instead, I didn't know that at the time. But again, how is it possible to be confused? There is no confusion, let's be honest. 85% of this country are COVID denial, anti-vax, QAnon nutbags. That's it. Now, again, I don't care if someone has come to QAnon because they like Donald Trump or they like Joe Biden. Either way, they've become a conspiratorial thinker. If you have not gotten your booster shot yet, I'm just, again, I don't care. Oh, transportation. Oh, figure it out. Figure it out. If your kid had to go to school and something came up, guess what you would do? You would figure it the fuck out. Now, I get it. It can be difficult. I understand. Right? But again, there is no confusion. Just admit it. You're a QAnon person. Oh, but I'm a liberal. I voted for Joe Biden. Do you wear your mask? If the answer is no, you are no different than the average QAnon person. The same shit. I don't give a fuck how you got there. I don't give a fuck what led you down the conspiratorial rabbit hole. If you have not gotten vaccinated and you don't wear a mask, you are essentially a QAnon nutbag. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't do it. It's been 4 months. You can't do it? You can't go get free healthcare because it's been 4 months? Oh, I'm sorry, my life is so busy. Really? Oh, wow. I don't know, man. I will be honest with you. I'm not the busiest motherfucker in the world, okay? But if your life is so goddamn busy that you can't get a free vaccine, well, first of all, you're not listening to this video, so I can insult you to the cows come home because you're never going to watch this because you have no time in your life. Like, imagine, like, working so much. By the way, this doesn't happen. Working so much that you don't have time to get a free vaccine. Like, I mean, I'm just like, what excuse could you come up with? Oh, my kids got to go to school. Really? During holiday vacation, your kids have to, like, like, these motherfuckers, man, like, where's the confusion? I'm just saying, there is no confusion, okay? The idea that there's confusion going on, oh, I'm just confused about this. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, you're confused? You're confused? Like, I don't know, when you're sitting on the toilet, how about you pick out your phone and go, COVID-19 booster shot news? Like, I don't know, what do you mean you're fucking confused? But you know what? I don't blame the stupid ass motherfucking confused American, the hypothetical confused ditzy dumb fuck loser wandering around out there. Why? Because our world is pretty fucking confusing, right? When you go online, you'll find 38 disinformation QAnon websites. So, hey, how did Joe Biden voters become QAnon nutbags? I don't know. Maybe they did their own research. But anyway, let's read the rest of this because it's not, I don't want to just react to the headline here. Ja told ABC's This Week co-anchor Martha Raddatz, sounds like a motherfucking Dragon Ball character here, that people are still, quote, learning about the new COVID vaccine, referring to the bivalent booster that now targets both the original strain and the novel coronavirus and of the novel coronavirus and the Omicron variant. Now, again, still learning. Now, again, I know the government's bad, but the government has an incentive to not teach you these things. You might be thinking, what? The government is incentivized to not tell people about free healthcare? Because if people knew that they could just go to the doctor for free right now during this pandemic, they might expect that in other instances. They might expect, oh, I broke my leg. Can I go get free healthcare? So they don't want to tell people. Think about it, though. That's their incentive. They don't want to tell you that it's free. But does that excuse your behavior if you don't know it's free? If you are here at this moment listening to this video in December of 2022 and you have not gotten your bivalent booster shot, you're just dumb. And I don't want anything to do with you. I think, now again, if you live in a different country and you're availability, I'm not talking about that shit. I'm talking about Americans, okay? If you have the option of getting a free vaccine and you choose not to, whatever excuse you want to come up with, oh, my kid's cousin's nephew's bat mitzvah is next weekend, I can't do it. Whatever excuse you want to come up with, right? I don't care. You are no different than a neo-Nazi. You are no different than a QAnon nutbag. You're no different than a wine mom. You're no different than a racist. You're a fucking idiot. You're a genocidal freak. And you're essentially no different than 9/11 hijackers. Let's be honest. You want to go outside, get a disease, and kill as many other people, including yourself, as possible. That's a little fucked up. That's psychopathic. That's 85% of Americans, right? So again, we live in a country where the government has never helped us. Can you think about it? When's the last time the government has done fucking anything for us? Remember when they gave us some money that they just stole right away? Again, remember this shit? They gave us these stimulus checks. Wow, that was so great. And then they created this fake inflation crisis and stole all of our money right back from us. So good job. So the last time they gave us something, it really was a loan at best, and now we're all in the red because fucking grocery prices have skyrocketed, right? So that essentially means nothing. So we live in a world where the government has done nothing for us. Think about this. Am I the only one that has lived in the world where the government destroyed the economy in 2008? Am I the only one that lives in a world where the government let a virus kill millions of people? Am I the only one that lives in a world where the government invaded countries that didn't even attack us but pretended like they had weapons of mass destruction? Am I the only one that lives in that world? Because how can people that live in this world, aka reality, navigate their lives relying on government messaging in order to take care of themselves? Think about this. Anyone who's confused about it, how are you confused? Because you don't look it up. Why don't you look it up? Because you're a suicidal QAnon nutbag. It's that simple. There's no confusion. Either you are a QAnon moron or you're not. It's that simple. Now, again, there are people that have gotten their bivalent vaccine that are fucking stupid as well. That's a whole different category of people. Where we're saying, I'm here to definitively tell you, anybody who has access to the vaccine, free vaccine, it's free, by the way. I don't know if you heard about this. It's free, right? And hasn't gotten it. They are literally effectively no different than the average neo-Nazi, the average QAnon person, the average fascist, the average 9/11 hijacker. They are no different. They are willing to kill themselves, but not just themselves, everyone around them, for no reason. At least, and again, agree or disagree. I happen to disagree. But at least the 9/11 hijackers had a fucking reason. Think about this. They had a reason to do what they did, the 9/11 hijackers. I know you might be thinking, whoa, you're going too far. And yes, I am. Now I'm doing it on purpose, so shut the fuck up. The 9/11 hijackers agree or disagree, and again, I disagree. They had a reason to destroy the World Trade Center. They were thinking God's going to give them virgins and all that other shit, you know, something about America, I don't know. Right? They had a reason. Think about the average American who is effectively a suicide bomber right now with RSV, COVID, the flu, etc., right? Think about that. Do they have a reason? I want to go see my mama on Thanksgiving. Why don't you get vaccinated? Oh, baby, I'm an American. Like, again, agree or disagree. The 9/11 hijackers at least had a reason to do what they did. And they killed less people, by the way. They killed less people. The average American who is unvaccinated and walks around without a mask on has probably got a larger body count than the average 9/11 hijacker. I'm just saying. Hey, I know. Can you believe it? By the way, I'm drinking alcohol right now. Quote, there are still a lot of people that are confused about whether they need one or not. Yeah, they're confused. Ha! Isn't that great? They're confused. Well, we know that 95% of Americans don't eat fiber. What is fiber? It's called vegetables. 95% of Americans don't eat vegetables. Did you know that? Look it up. 95% fiber. Look it up. Pump it into your search engine, right? So, the idea that Americans being confused about healthcare, that tracks. Americans are chronically confused. They're so confused, they don't know how to feed themselves. Think about it. 95% of Americans are so confused that they literally do not know how to feed and nourish themselves. This is America. Now, again, who am I going to blame here? I could blame the government, absolutely, and I do. But I blame parents. How do we have a whole generation of people who are so fucking chronically confused and apparently busy? They're so fucking busy all the time that they don't know how to fucking feed themselves. I mean, when you think about it, 15% getting the bivalent booster shot, that's pretty good. Because think about it, there's a 10% group of Americans who, one, don't know how to feed themselves because they're fucking stupid, and two, got the bivalent vaccine anyway. So think about that. Next time you think about someone who's complaining about I don't want to get the shot. I hate needles. I got the shot. I've passed out from getting needles before. I don't like needles. You know what I did? I got the shot anyway. I don't like it. It's not my preference, but I do it anyway. Why? Because I care about, ostensibly, I care about my fellow American, but I also care about myself. I don't want to get a disease and die. So, I don't know, man. Let's keep going. I know. I'm harping on this, but this is, of course, I haven't done a show in 2 days, so I got to do a 30-minute COVID segment, so just bear with me. Jesus Christ, they're confused. He said, we're being very clear about this. If you've not gotten a vaccine in the last 6 months, it is essential to go out and get the new updated bivalent. So, okay. We're being very clear about this. Are you? Are you? Now, the government is recently, I don't know if y'all knew this, they've re-upped on the free COVID test delivery via the United States Postal Service. Have you heard this? Did you hear Joe Biden go out there, primetime television, saying everyone gets a free set of tests? No. Why? Because they haven't been very clear. Obviously, they're not being very clear. They're lying. Joe Biden said the pandemic was over, stripped all government funding from pandemic response, ended up firing 80,000 satellite employees with the CDC. That's clear. That's called clarity. I know where Joe Biden stands on COVID. He stands on the same exact Hollywood star that Donald Trump did. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is now recommending bivalent booster shots for children as young as 6 months old. Xiao's remark comes as health officials have recorded more than 40% increase in COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations since Thanksgiving. The U.S. is also struggling with a deadly flu season and surge in RSV and other respiratory illness that can be life-threatening for children. By the way, isn't this funny? Like, think about this one. Now, again, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm a prophet. I'm not. Right? I'm just some stupid fucking social reject that sits in my fucking home, afraid of the world, and I read the news all day, every day. Honestly, you could say I have a chronic addiction to reading the news. I've been working on that. And so you don't, whatever. But I've been on my show years ago saying Thanksgiving is going to kill people. And here we are again, year 3, the 3rd Thanksgiving of the pandemic. And people are still going out and quote unquote celebrating and ending up in the hospital a week or 2 later. Why? And I know, let's be honest. I know I don't like the average American. The average American doesn't like me. So do I really care that Jeffrey in Alabama is getting killed from COVID because they went and celebrated Thanksgiving with the fam? No. Honestly, fuck them. Do I really care that Larry in Massachusetts is sitting on their deathbed because they flew out to Arizona for Thanksgiving dinner? Nah. Fuck that motherfucker. Hope he dies, and I hope it's painful. I don't like Americans. Just to be clear, I don't. I despise Americans. Why? They despise me. Look at their behavior. Why would I want to be friends with these people? Why would I care about these people? But even then, as honest as I'm being, I don't like Americans. I still got vaccinated out of purely selfish reasoning. And that's why, again, this ultimately confuses me, because I have always been aware that Americans are selfish. But this one blows my mind. Americans are willing to fight over shit like road rage, right? They're willing to fight over and get angry at each other over who gets to the red light first. Americans are willing to argue about pennies and dollars. Americans are willing to fight each other for money. Americans are willing to do a bunch of selfish fucking garbage that gets them nowhere. But they won't take a vaccine. How is this possible? Again, it blows my mind, man. It blows my mind. It really does. And it hurts my brain to think about it. Because, not only, and this is why I've come up with the average American is a suicide bomber metaphor. This is why I've come up with this. Because that's what they are. The average American is not selfish, really. They are hateful. They are negligent. And they want to kill me along with themselves. That's the average American. So I don't know, maybe I'm a little bit of a paranoid freak. Maybe. I'm willing to say that it's possible. But is it paranoia if every step of the way you've been proven correct? Is that paranoia? Was I paranoid when I said Thanksgiving is going to kill people? Maybe. But now here we are, a month later, Thanksgiving has killed people. Thousands and thousands and thousands of them. Am I still paranoid? I don't know. Is anyone going to listen to me? Nah. Am I going to sit here again in 11 months from now and say the same shit? Yup. And is the same fucking thing going to happen that happened this year and the year before and the year before? You betcha. So with that being said, who wants to take bets on how many dumb fuck motherfucks are going to die this year? And who wants to take bets on how many dumb fuck motherfucks are going to die next year? Because honestly, at this point, I'm cheering for COVID. Fuck it. I've picked a side. I'm on COVID's side. Not for me. I don't want COVID to do anything for me. But you know what? This idea of placing our homicidal instincts onto a virus and hoping that that virus kills our fellow Americans, you know what? Maybe it's not the worst idea. Maybe I will be on Team COVID. Hey, I'm not going to accelerate it. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to sit here in my bedroom and I'm going to watch the show. So, that's my opinion on that one. Let's keep reading this article though, because it's, it's got some more info here. Finish it up. As in previous winters, he said the coronavirus was spreading through the cold and dry air and because more Americans were gathering indoors. Really? Wow. Quote, the good news here is that we can prevent those infections from turning into serious illness if people go out and get their updated bivalent vaccine. That's not going to happen. That's not going to fucking happen. Okay? The good news is, if people didn't jump in the middle of traffic, they wouldn't get hit by cars. Oh, someone just jumped into traffic. Well, what are you going to do? The good news is, if they didn't, they would have still been alive. Wow, that is good news. The good news is, in an alternate universe where people weren't fucking morons, less people would die. Wow, good news. Isn't that great news? We're making the case that we're at the point where it's safe to gather, but you still have things to do? If you don't, now again, this is why people are confused. Look at this fucking shit. Look at this stupid fucking garbage. Okay, we're making the case that we're at the point where it's safe to gather, but you still have things to do. If we don't do these things, obviously things can get much worse. Is COVID real or is it not real? You can't get a straight answer out of the Joe Biden administration. By the way, I'm going to Control F mask in this article. 0 results. 0 results. I Control F mask here. You can check it out. 0 results. Why is that? The COVID response coordinator talking to mainstream press about how to prevent sickness during flu season. No mention of masks. Isn't that weird? I hope this 10-year pandemic is a 5-year pandemic. And I honestly do. And I say this without any irony. And I know I'm a pretty ironical person. But I hope to God that the people who deserve it, and I'm talking about the anti-vaxxers and the anti-maskers, and I don't mean just conservative right-wingers. I mean liberals. I mean Democrats. I mean old people that don't wear masks. I mean young people that don't wear masks. Honestly, and I say this with absolute sincerity, the sooner they die, the better. Because then I can go to a bar again without fearing that I'm going to get a degenerative neurological disease. Or my blood's going to clot up. Or my immune system is going to fucking crash and burn. You know how cool that would be? To go to a fucking restaurant? That would be cool. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm on team COVID. Let's accelerate this shit. Let's finish the job, and then let's go back outside. Because there's obviously no other answer. Americans are animals. But they're not like cool animals like dogs. They're like crazy animals like hippos. Now again, much love to the hippo community, but those motherfuckers are crazy. That's like you ever look at the deadliest animal charts? Hippos. Right? Those motherfuckers will fuck you up. Why? Because they're fucking crazy. So as far as I'm concerned, right? Let's get rid of them. Fuck them. This is, as far as where I'm at right now, this is good news. Americans are confused. Great. The sooner their confusion meets its ultimate end, the better. So anyway, shout outs to Thanksgiving, everyone. I hope you had a good time. Hope everyone had a great time at Thanksgiving. Woo! Don't you just love Thanksgiving? Yeah, we're going to go and we're going to eat a bunch of garbage food that's overpriced. There's going to be a shitload of leftovers because everyone makes too much food. No one's going to eat the fucking leftovers. And if they do, it's going to be unhealthy fucking garbage. Everyone's going to douse their shit with ketchup and talk about stupid ass garbage. Don't you love Thanksgiving? Yes, I'm here for it. I love it. Yeah. Anyway, so there's your 30-minute COVID segment. Needless to say, I am not a fan of the world. It sucks because we could be past this, but we're stuck in the loop because of stupid people. Yep. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, now I say this as a 26-year-old, right? I know a lot of people at some points in their lives, if at any point, you know, some historical event happens and it changes their perspective on the world. Now, I will say COVID is that historical event for me. Before COVID, I actually cared about people. I actually cared about helping people. I don't anymore. I don't. You can either listen to me or don't. I don't care. I don't care. I have no care in the world to reach out to more people. As far as I'm concerned, I don't want to expand my internet audience. Why? If I did, I'd have more stupid motherfuckers hounding me every day. I don't want to deal with that. I'm down with 30 to 40 people in the mornings. Got a good group here. That's fine. Everyone else can go fuck themselves. They can go fuck themselves. I don't like any of them. I go outside. When I do go outside, I look at people with disdain. Now, is that my problem? Do I have some personal issues I should clear up? Maybe. But can you blame me? Really, think about it though. Am I really the one at fault here? I don't think so. Realon gifted 10 memberships. Oh, fuck. Thank you, Realon. And happy birthday, Realon. Maybe. Oh, Christ almighty, though. Like, America is such a stupid fucking country that Americans peer pressure people into being COVID deniers. Because think about this, man. I don't have friends. You know, what friends I do have, I talk to them on the internet. They're 10,000 miles away, okay? So, like, if I had, like, a social group that lived in my city and, we had developed a bond that lasted for, like, 20 years and everyone in my social group wanted to start going outside because of COVID, I feel it. I understand why people get peer pressured into killing themselves and joining the suicide bombing club. I get it. Right, but think about Americans are so dumb that we'll peer pressure each other to do stupid fucking suicidal nonsense, but no one peer pressures each other to eat vegetables. Like, imagine if social groups were all like around, hey bro, how's it going, bro? You ate your veggies today, bro? Imagine if that's how everyone communicated. Hey bro, you look a little dehydrated, bro. Have some water, man. Here you go. Like, imagine if that's how Americans talk to each other. Like, Christ almighty, man. Anyway, let's jump into the fun stuff for today.
They're still investigating.
Oh,
into
Jesus Christ, my left
this
eardrum. Why is it that, and again, just a real quick aside, local news stations seemingly, now again, I just want to say this, self-taught, right? I learned it all by myself. Didn't go to school. I dropped out of high school. And I learned very early how to get audio to be in both the left and the right channel. Now, again, I'm going to be covering this story here about a cop pretending to overdose. It went viral again police love to lie, but I want to get into that after I get into this fucking KKTV.com. I hope your left eardrum enjoys this report. And so I need to come up with a better way on the fly here to fix other people's audio. I need to have like a hot bar because I have like 5 or 6 different issues that from the news media. And I can do this in post, but I gotta learn how to do it on the fly. Anyway, let's watch.
Police officer body camera footage captured it all. But before you see the video, it's important to know it can be difficult to watch, and this officer is okay.
So now again, the news media, like, I don't want to be too rude. She looks like a nice lady, but this is a stupid fucking bitch. Like, I understand it. It's her job. She's just reading the teleprompter. She has no opinion. She's just the vessel. But I mean, she just signed up to be the vessel. She signed up to be the stupid fucking bitch on the camera who's gonna lie in favor of police. This is a stupid fucking goddamn bitch alert. Like, I don't know what to tell you. If I had, like, better production skills, I would get, like, a fucking arrow. I would put it on the screen, and I would get, like, flashy, like, marquee text that says stupid fucking bitch, and I'd point the arrow at this fucking goddamn bitch. Now, again, obviously, this cop in question did not overdose from fentanyl. It's a lie. It's an obvious lie. Other cops have done the same exact lie. There are cops all around the fucking country. Florida, Texas, California, that have documented themselves faking an overdose after being anywhere near, like, fentanyl is wrapped up in 3 bags and they pretend to overdose. And then experts and medical people come out and say that's not possible. And then they do it again. And stupid fucking bitches like this one, who ostensibly, like, if you, like, let's imagine you're on a date with this bitch, right? Or like you're meeting them at some sort of, you know, gathering, and you ask them, like, hey, what do you do for a living? Oh, I'm a journalist. Do you think this bitch would identify as a journalist? This isn't a journalist. Like, I mean, I'm sorry, this is not a journalist. This is a fool. This is a stupid motherfucker who is so goddamn lazy and dumb that they can't even Google something to find out that this lie, this con has been pulled before. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. But I guarantee you, if you ask this bitch in a social setting, hey, what do you do for a living? She would say, I'm a journalist. I guarantee it. So anyway, let's jump into this body camera footage.
It can be difficult to watch.
With our left eardrum. Hopefully your left eardrum enjoys this.
And this officer is okay.
Possible exposure.
Tavares police said they're releasing this difficult footage of an officer who is now doing okay as a warning about how dangerous fentanyl can be. Courtney Sullivan with the Tavares Police Department said Officer Courtney Bannock found drugs on a passenger during a traffic stop Monday night.
She says.
So, okay. Let's figure this one out. So they pull someone over, and a passenger had drugs in their pocket. Now, if you have drugs in your pocket, we've all been there. I got drugs in my pocket right now. Chances are, at one point in time, you touched the drugs and put them in your pocket. They don't just magically materialize out of thin air into your pocket. We don't have teleportation technology. So how is it that the passenger has the drugs in their pocket and is fine, but the cop has like a meltdown and starts pretending to have a seizure? Like, I mean, like, on its face. Also, why aren't the other cops having seizures? Like, what? So anyway, let's keep going.
A traffic stop Monday night.
She said she just barely opened it, saw that it was, narcotics, closed it quickly.
Sullivan said Bannock wore gloves as she always did. The officers agreed to test the substance back at the department, trying to avoid exposure because it was windy.
Next thing you know, she was trying to key up on the radio.
So again, exposure because it's windy. That's not a thing. Like, I know. I got this article here. You don't believe me? Great. Fentanyl experts say video of Florida officer having a medical emergency is not an overdose. Fox 35 Investigates is looking deeper into this viral video of a Tavares officer in medical distress. The department labeled what happened as a fentanyl overdose. The video has gotten significant pushback from members of the medical community, saying what's happening is simply not that. Fox 35 took the video directly to two of the most prominent toxicologists in the world. Both have spent years studying fentanyl and its effects. While both agree some type of medical emergency is happening, they say what is seen in the video is not consistent with an opioid overdose. Quote, "There's just no practical way in an outdoor environment that it could happen," said Dr. Lewis Nelson, medical toxicologist and addiction medicine and department chair of medical blah, 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 blah. Now here's a question. Oh, it's windy? You don't want the powder to get into your mouth? How about you wear a fucking mask? Maybe is it possible that we can bring the masks back? Not to prevent COVID, of course, but to prevent the fentanyl overdose? Dr. Nelson of Rutgers Medical School co-published a prominent study saying passive fentanyl exposure is nearly impossible. This means simply coming into contact with the drug is not enough to overdose. He says a small dose wiped from a sleeve or inhaled wouldn't be enough to cause one either. Quote, you see on TV when they put out a line, you have to have a good amount to get into your body, said Nelson. You're not going to get a little powder on your hand and put it in your nose. That you're not going to get sick from that. So again, debunked. Now again, we already knew that, but let's just read it. Let's just keep watching here.
And you could hear in the radio traffic almost like she was choking.
We just once, she sounded weird.
Sullivan said the officers found Bannock in and out of consciousness. They got Bannock out of the car and ran to get the emergency medication Narcan.
He's ODing. Narcan.
So, what happened here with this stupid fucking goddamn bitch? Did she have a panic attack? Maybe. Now, I just want to say this much. I am not ruling out that this whole thing is an act. I'm not. She saw that it could be fentanyl, so she decided, I want some media attention. Let's pretend to overdose. I'm not ruling that out. That's a distinct, very likely, probably the most likely possibility. But also, I gotta be fair. It's also possible that this dumbass whore bitch is so fucking goddamn immersed in propaganda that she actually thought that there was a danger present to her enough that it triggered a panic attack that the other police read as an overdose. Possible. Those are the only possibilities. That's it. 2. 1, the dumb bitch is a true believer and actually believes the propaganda and the lies and had a panic attack as a result. Very possible. Cops are dumb. Or, which I think is more likely, she lied about it and is faking the whole way, which is also, again, really, this is a battle between what's more likely, cops lying or cops being stupid. What is more likely? Think about this. Lying or being stupid? Honestly, I'm not going to lie to you. Both of them sound like obviously correct answers. This is a tough one. What is more likely? Cops lying or being dumbass motherfuckers? I don't know which one is more likely. Obviously, both are very true. But Christ almighty, I mean, like, again, this is a powerful, like, combination of things here that we're putting off against each other. Let's keep watching.
A small window to get to the hospital and to get the care that you need.
A small window of, I don't know, about 65 years, 70 years maybe. It's a very small window.
You good? We good? You're good for you. You're good.
She's breathing.
Hey, stay with me, okay?
The body camera footage shows Officer Bannock reviving, even talking.
It's like a dollar bill.
Not long after, she's passed out again.
they administered a third Narcan.
Officer Bannock survived.
Yes.
Survived. I love this. She survived. Yo, she fucking survived. Damn. Now, I just want to say this much. Right? Let's say you cut yourself. It's an accident, right? Let's say you're chopping up cucumbers. Boom, 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 boom. Boop. Cut your finger off. Fuck. Hate when that happens, right? So now your finger, right? You cut it off right here. It's gone. Right? Then, imagine you take an aspirin. Right? And you're thinking, oh shit, my finger's not regenerating. It's not growing back instantly. What's going on here? You take another aspirin. My finger hasn't regenerated yet. Oh no! That's essentially what these motherfuckers are doing. They're wasting perfectly good drugs. Narcan. It's perfectly good, useful medication for people that actually need it. And they're wasting it on this fucking goddamn circus freak. And, whoa, she passed out again afterwards. It's almost like she's having a panic attack from being a fucking moron, or she's making it up and acting. Either way, Narcan does not help in either of those situations. Panic attack, Narcan useless. Making it up and acting like a clown, Narcan also useless.
Saying that Officer Bannock in general really wants others to take away from this, so that these drugs are dangerous. They're dangerous for not only yourself, but others surrounding you.
We're told the officer is at home recovering, and she believes the wind did contribute to her overdose.
The wind contributed to her overdose.
Police also say that the person involved will likely face felony charges, but they're still investigating. In Tavares, Anika Hope, West 2 News.
So again, does anyone want to look up this fucking stupid bitch's, social media? I just want to know, does this bitch call herself a journalist? I'm just curious. I really want to know. But obviously, again, why aren't the cops wearing masks? If wind-induced fentanyl overdoses are possible, wear a mask. Right? But anyway, obviously it's made up garbage. But I just want to, the news media, these people, these stupid fucking morons control our media. Look at this fucking stupid vessel. This is not a human being. This is a vessel for disinformation. Rich, corporate, billionaire cocksuckers buy up local radio stations, news stations, all this stuff, and install low IQ, dumb fuck, blithering morons to read whatever the teleprompter says, and these rich corporate fucking goons just feed them with lies. This is not a journalist. This is not even a reporter. This is just a sad and pathetic fucking loser, not unlike the one who's having a fucking circus reaction on the ground here. Where was that one photo of her, just barely alive or whatever? Yeah, here we go. Look at this. Look at this stupid fucking
ran
idiot.
to get the emergency medication Narcan.
Look at this stupid fucking moron. I keep fucking missing her face. Yeah, there we go. This dumbass fucking, this bitch needs a fucking exorcist, it looks like. My God. How did we get here as a society? How? Now, again, cops can legally murder you. You might be thinking, what? How can they legally murder someone? Well, good fucking question. It doesn't, legal just means they can get away with it, right? Cops violating the law doesn't make it illegal. 98% of the time, if a cop shoots someone, they don't even get charged at all. They don't get charged and then found innocent, because they're a cop on duty doing what they need to do. They don't even get charged, right? But these are the people that are in charge. These are the people that if you get pulled over, they can kill you. Every time you get pulled over, you're rolling the slot machine. Oh, am I going to get murdered today? And they're so fucking stupid. Now, again, two options. This person is lying and pretending the whole way through, or she's actually so fucking goddamn immersed and drowned in propaganda that she actually thought that something like this could happen and then had a panic attack as a result. Both of them are not traits I want in people that patrol our cities with guns. These are the people that are trying to keep us safe. People that, again, this has factually been disproven. You know what the largest killer of cops is in this country? I know a lot of people are thinking at home, must be the criminals. Killing them all in gang shootouts. Goddamn cops are being killed and the gang streets getting shot up by the gangs filled with the black people. I know that's what the average American thinks, but the real, actual, honest truth is it's COVID. COVID is the largest killer of police. Now, you ask me why I'm on Team COVID? Hey, that's a good reason why I should be on Team COVID. But think about this. Cops are so fucking stupid, they don't care about protecting themselves from COVID. But they're also so stupid that they don't care about protecting themselves from fentanyl overdoses. Again, why don't they just wear a mask in case of, oh, it's windy. Just in case there's fentanyl, let's put our mask on. But again, they don't actually believe this shit. They don't. Some of them do. Again, it's possible that this stupid ass bitch does. But I guarantee you that every sheriff in the country has seen the other cops who pretended to do this. Right? Because this is not the first one. This is like the 10th one we've had in like a 3-year window of cops pretending to have overdoses. And then like everyone just laughing at them. So they know, every sheriff in the country knows that this shit is not real. But what are you going to do? Oh, your cop's pretending to have an overdose. You can't go out there and say your cop is an idiot. You can't go out there and say, hey, I'm a sheriff. I hired a fucking drama queen. You can't go out there and say that. So you have to go along and parade the lie. Like, but they're scared of fentanyl, literally a fake disease. This pretend make-believe getting overdosing on fentanyl. They're afraid of it. But COVID, a real disease, that's all good. That's all good, baby. God, what a stupid bunch of fucking morons, man. And unfortunately, I'm here to report that the officer survived the incident. I know, right? Well, it's almost like, that's like saying, like, you know, and no, you know, criticism to people who struggle with mental health issues. I do every day. But that's like when someone says, like, you know, like they're eating lunch and it's like, yep, I survived the morning. Did you? I mean, hey, again, you know, sometimes I wake up in the morning and I'm feeling fucked up. You know, I get it. I understand. But again, you know, oh, I survived another day. It's true. You did survive. But honestly, again, having depression is a bigger threat than getting fucking fentanyl exposure overdose. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus fucking Christ. These people live in La La Land. I say fuck them. The more cops that die, the better for the rest of us. What this country needs is more dead cops. Feel free to quote me on that. But, so I say, hey, you're right. COVID's not real, but fentanyl exposure is. Yeah, that's right. I say, hey, whatever gets them killed the fastest, I'm on board. That's my policy prescription. But anyway, I hate cops, if you didn't know. Jesus Christ. Like I said, Wednesday, I will not be doing a program on Wednesday. Tomorrow, I will be doing a program. Tomorrow, I'm going to be doing an Oops All Movies program. Been watching a lot of movies lately, and I haven't reviewed them. So tomorrow will be Oops All Movies. I got like 5, I got more than that, bangers to choose from, including, but not limited to, well, you'll find out tomorrow. So tomorrow will be Oops All Movies. But I would not be able to live with myself if I didn't cover the Elon Musk bullshit. So I'm going to do that. 92% on your exam. That's excellent news. All right. So, yesterday was a wild day to be on Twitter. And the day before, I suppose. Now, I will be honest, I haven't been using social media too much. You know, causes me headaches. Every time I load that shit, there's someone trying to argue with me. It's just an annoying... I hate it. I'm going to be honest. I hate Twitter. I think Twitter's garbage. I know. So brave. Twitter deletes controversial new policy banning links to other social platforms. So, Elon Musk, while parading himself around at the World Cup with Saudi oil princes and Trump relatives, right, unleashed a new Twitter policy over the weekend that banned cross-posting to other platforms and banned even linking other certain platforms like Mastodon. A lot of people have said Mastodon is going to be the new Twitter. Now, I don't think so. I got this like weird lip skin going on. Like, look at this. This came off of my lip? What is that? I don't know. Anyway. Cut that part out. All right. A lot of people tell me Mastodon is the new Twitter. I like Mastodon. I've used it for multiple years. I don't think it's going to be the new Twitter. Why? It's a little too difficult to understand. Keep in mind, why do Americans like social media websites like Facebook and Twitter? Because they're dumb. Americans are dumb, and they like easy-to-use technology. Unfortunately, Mastodon is a little bit too hard for the average American. So again, but Elon Musk has been personally, he's been very upset by people saying, hey, I'm switching over to Mastodon, that he changed Twitter policy. He changed Twitter policy so that if you link, this is my Facebook account, follow me here. This is my Mastodon, follow me here. You can get banned. Can you believe that? He actually did that. That's part one. The development comes shortly after company owner Elon Musk launched a Twitter poll asking users whether he should step down as head of the platform. That poll is set to conclude early Monday morning. Now, I will say, I'm here to tell you the news. He got voted off the island. Elon Musk has lost in his own Twitter poll. We'll see what happens. Following an immense backlash against the policy, Twitter removed a blog post that had outlined which rival sites would be prohibited from tweeting links to, including Facebook, Instagram, Mastodon, and Truth Social. It also deleted a tweet thread from his Twitter support account that had announced the policy earlier today. Another company Twitter account, Twitter Safety, is now running a poll asking users whether the platform should have a policy preventing the creation of or use of existing accounts for the main purpose of advertising other social media platforms. That's what social media is, you stupid motherfucker. Now again, Elon Musk, now again, this Twitter poll bullshit, I got this other New York Times article. By the way, isn't posting this photo, wasn't this someone broadcasting assassination, real-time assassination coordinates of Jared Kushner? Hey, the policy is the policy, right? I'm just saying. High-profile Twitter users were suspended without warning or explanation, then abruptly reinstated. A new policy to prevent users from sharing links and usernames from other social media platforms was rolled out, then apparently curtailed, and Elon Musk, Twitter's new owner, posted a flurry of messages to his 122 million followers asking them if he should step down as the head of the social media service, while lamenting that no one else wanted the job. More than 17 million Twitter accounts responded with most voting he should let someone else do the job. Now, I will say this. Dear Elon Musk, I will do this job. I will accept no payment. Now, again, you can pay me if you wish, but I will do this job for free. I will be the head CEO of Twitter.com. I'll do it for free. Now, obviously that's not going to happen, but I would. So the idea that he can say no one wants to do it is wrong. That's wrong now. I've demonstrated that that's wrong. But anyway, I need you to understand, if Elon Musk does step down, do you really think he's not going to have an influence? If he steps down and installs a puppet, the puppet is going to do whatever he wants. It's just he realizes his reputation is suffering, and he wants to launder his reputation in the same way that Jeff Bezos does with the Washington Post. Is Jeff Bezos the sitting CEO and chief editor of the Washington Post? No. But everyone that works there, right, for the most part, I think there's like maybe one or two WAPO journalists that have an IQ of 6, right? Right, but most people that work there are understanding what the mission is. Jeff Bezos is the king, and you can never, ever, ever, ever criticize him. That's how the Washington Post functions. Elon Musk will find someone who's willing to do that with Twitter. Whatever he wants will still happen. Right-wingers will still have a lifeline where they can call him and he can make things happen for them. Andy Ngo will still be able to ban anyone he gets into a personal squabble with. So can Ian Miles Chong, libs of TikTok, all these other fucking freaks. Right? They'll still have their lifeline. It's just that it'll be laundered in the shadows. People won't know this as clearly. This is Elon Musk's biggest downfall, is broadcasting his dumbassery. Broadcasting his stupid fucking garbage. He's doing it in public. That is his shortcoming. Now again, why is Elon Musk doing all this in public? He has a narcissism complex, right? He's got a disorder, right? He feels like he has to do everything himself. He feels like he's always right no matter what. And he's open to conspiratorial thinking. Everyone's against me. Everyone's trying to see me fail. I'm going to show them. And again, in doing so, he makes a fool of himself time and time and time again. Right? So it would be best for him, business-wise, to step down and let someone else in. But I will say this. Do I think that that's the best outcome for America? No. I think if Twitter went back in some capacity to how people treated it a year ago, that's a bad thing. If Elon Musk is able to take control of Twitter and return Twitter to some semblance of normalcy, where he's behind the scenes banning certain accounts. You can't ban New York Times journalists, man. You got to ban activists that no one knows anything about. You got to ban charity accounts for transgender, fundraising. You got to ban accounts of artists who just happen to be gay. You can't ban New York Times journalists, bro. You're shooting too high. You're flying too close to the sun. Right, so again, the worst outcome here, my opinion, is that he steps down, installs a puppet, and everyone goes back to pretending that Twitter is like it used to be. It will not. You should not use Twitter in the same way that you used to. If you have friends on Twitter and you really care about them, find them somewhere else. If you use Twitter for whatever, here's the thing. Ultimately, your data and you are the product. Right? So whenever you scroll through Twitter, it's collecting information on you that they can sell to advertisers. And so that is the cost. That is the cost. That is what you're paying. It can be free. You're not spending money, but you're paying in privacy. You're paying in data collection. You're giving Twitter money. That's how you do it. And that's just baked in. So use Twitter in a way that is cognizant of that, right? Try to get something out of it. What do I use Twitter for? I use Twitter for following the news. And I use Twitter for blogging and posting pictures of myself so that people call me attractive on the internet. That's what I use Twitter for. Personally, I think the pros outweigh the cons, right? But if you're using Twitter for everyday social communication, like if you're texting your best friend on Twitter and you've only got their Twitter handle and that's your best friend, that's a problem, right? Twitter, you know, you just got to learn how to use it. It's like any other drug. It's a drug is what it is. And the sooner you realize it's a drug, the sooner you're able to have a healthy relationship with it. So I don't know. I don't think that you should delete your Twitter. I don't think that you should not make a Twitter if you were planning on it, whatever. Use Twitter, but use it mindfully. Understand what it is. And understand that it is not a place for... Twitter is not a free speech haven. Twitter is not the public square. I don't know. We have a lot of, like, dumb fuck assholes that think Twitter is the public square. What? What? Twitter has never been the public square. I post something on Twitter, 10 people see it. How is that the public square? Twitter would be a public square if every time someone posted something, everyone else was forced to read it. It's not a public square. It's not a free speech haven. Anyone that believes in that shit is way too up their own asshole. Be honest with you. It's not a public square. It's not a free speech haven. It can't be. Not only has it never been, but functionally, it is impossible for Twitter to act like that. Twitter cannot and will not ever be a public square because we don't live in a society where all voices are equal. The idea that you can have a follower count and that someone can have more or less followers than you, that already nullifies it as a public square. It's not evil, or it's not even, right? In order for things to be a public square, for free speech to really exist, all parties must be equal, and that is not taking place on Twitter. That has never taken place on Twitter. That will never take place on Twitter. Just because you like yelling at a shitty New York Times reporter, that doesn't make Twitter a fucking free speech haven. It doesn't make it a public square. Honestly, you should just do more important things with your life if that's what you use Twitter for. But that's my opinion. You can, whatever, if you're gaining value out of it. And the worst thing here, again, is that Elon Musk didn't buy Twitter for some lofty goal of turning it around and making it a public square like its true potential. He didn't buy that. He bought it for the data. He bought it for the surveillance. He bought it for the files that it has on you, on me, on everyone that's ever used Twitter, anyone that's ever spoken to anyone who's ever used Twitter. Elon Musk now has your information. That's what he bought. Right? And so, yes, he's doing his little narcissism campaign. That's a thing. It's going to be annoying. It's going to be funny. But ultimately, unless Twitter actually goes bankrupt, burns down, and ceases to exist, Elon Musk is going to profit. So my opinion, Twitter, best possible case scenario, it explodes. It goes bankrupt and it doesn't exist anymore. And there is no replacement. I'm going to be honest with you. Social media is garbage. We don't need Twitter. Do we need a better news aggregator? Yeah. But we don't need Twitter. We don't need Twitter. We don't need to have people yelling at each other all day on Facebook, Twitter, whatever. We don't need that shit. It's unnecessary. So, that's my opinion. Anyway, this is really funny. If he does step down, he's just going to install a puppet. Nothing will actually change policy-wise. But, man, this guy, Jesus Christ. Jesus. Anyway, that's my show for today, everybody. How How are y'all doing? Give me the vibe update. Check my vibe. Vibe is good. Excellent. Once again, I will not be doing a show on Wednesday. Tomorrow, I might do like a news story or two in the morning, like right away. But tomorrow is going to be Oops All Movies. So, Oops All Movies tomorrow. I got like 5 to 10 movies that I've seen. I don't know which ones I'm going to talk about, but I'm going to talk about some good ones. But I will not be doing a show on Wednesday. I don't know about Thursday. I'm not sure, but anyway, I hope Rielan, Courtney, and theoretically other people had a good birthday. I hope my show was enjoyable. I've been streaming on Twitch a lot more recently, so I may stream on Twitch later. No. Maybe. Who knows? But that is pretty much it. I got this like film on my lips and mouth. Got like a film. Anyone ever get like a film? Like a film. I don't know. But anyway. That's it.
And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup for my family. They're so innocent. This is soup for my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup for my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people.
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree.
I am not up to the job. And I mean that sincerely. It's not like, whoa.
seriously, hot sauce. I've been eating a lot of hot sauce, a lot of raw